What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the AFC Newark Career Mode. Today we have the final episode of season number 1. We have won the League 2 title, 45 games played with 90 points picked up, 1 game left to play, away to relegated Bristol Rovers. If they could go down, they would be down, so nothing for them to play for, nothing for us to play for. But for the rest of the league, there's quite a bit still to play for. Playoff spots, automatic spots are still up for grabs as well. So around the league, still things to go on. But for us, nothing much happening. So we'll play this final game. Then we'll jump into a season roundup, see how everybody finished off, see who won the cup, see who performed the best out of our players and things like that. Before we jump into this game though, if you could jump down into the comments section first and leave me any transfer suggestions for next season, League 1 players, or League 1 player ability is kind of what we need. I kind of want English slash locally based players. I don't want to go too far abroad to find players, although, you know, for 1 or 2 I don't mind, but, you know, we kind of keep the centre of the team still in England at the moment. We don't want to be branching out too internationally just yet. We don't know exactly how much we're going to have to spend next season, but, you know, it's suggesting players about what we've been buying them at over this first season, about £1 million quid-ish for a player. We are going to be raising some funds, I think, through the sale of Reggie Stevens, 78 rated, probably going to get a move on. I've transfer listed him just because we do need to raise some funds to try and finish the season with £12 million of unspent budget, but that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. I don't think we're going to do that. Even if we sell him, I don't think the money will come through until next season. Lineup for the final game of the season then. We go with Chikonsky in goal, Hicks, Doyle, Goodwin and Sessegnon at the back. Mitchell Lawson, Oakley Booth, Adeniran and Hargreaves in the middle, Hyde and James up front for us today. Reggie Stevens dropped out of the side, like I said. We may be leaving the club, so we kind of have to get used to playing without him. We've been trying Doyle in this spot, not quite the same rating, but we have to give him the chance to get the experience with Sam Goodwin, and hopefully next season these two can be the big partnership. There we go then, final day of the season. Nicholas Hyde will get us kicked off. Back to Billy James. We're away here in our yellow kit, and if you want a suggestion for any colour or kit style, make sure you suggest that down in the comments. Check back into Coots on the edge of the box. Can he pick a pass? He finds Collins. Good tackle though by Captain Sam Goodwin. Adeniran. He finds Hargreaves at the halfway line. Hargreaves drives inside well, and then outside to Nicholas Hyde, across towards Billy James, and couldn't quite get anything towards goal there, Billy James. 25 minutes into this one, Anderson looking in behind for Nicholson. Goodwin can't stop him. Inside it comes, Coots is there, Sessegnon with some good defending. His clearance isn't quite lifted over the head of the attacker though. Collins through, Grant, in it comes, Sam Goodwin defends and clears, only as far as Harry's though, and Bristol City recycling possession well on the edge of the box. We've won the league, they're getting relegated. A vast difference between these two sides all season. Good bit of pressure from Bristol there though. Of course they want to go out this season with a bang. Half an hour into this game. Steven Sessegnon. Billy James. Over the top, is it a good ball? It is. Nicholas Hyde. Oh my lord, what a pass from Billy James. What a finish from Nicholas Hyde. And we lead against Bristol Rovers after 35 minutes. Probably one of the best passing assists you're going to see this season. Touch and look at the weighted ball into the chest. Good control. Sorted his feet out and slots it past the goalkeeper for 1-0. 17-year-old Nicholas Hyde could be huge for us next season. This year though, he has now scored 11 goals in the league. Adeniran, Nicholas Hyde, Billy James across the man, and Nicholas Hyde's gone square here, and Nicholas Hyde at the back post, surely, keeper saves it, back to Nicholas Hyde. Can he win it back? He can. Now, can he find the pass away? He will find Steven Sessegnon, who's come forward. His cross go is not a good one and cleared away. Won that back well. Billy James gets the ball from Nicholas Hyde and will find Mitchell Lawson. man hasn't really done too much since joining, but that's absolutely wonderful. Still Mitchell Lawson and Billy James, and it's a good save by Belshaw. And 10 minutes now left on the clock. Can Bristol Rovers find any sort of equaliser and mount any sort of comeback in this one? Can we find a second to finish it off? Here's Niran. Just Hyde to Billy James and back to Nicholas Hyde. It's lovely football and Hyde. It's a good stop by Belshaw. 2 minutes added on at the end of this game. 1 minute of them left, and Bristol have got to get forward quickly if they want anything here, or they're going to suffer yet another defeat this season. It's Evans. 2 minutes gone, referee. Going to allow them to maybe get the chance in here. Into the box it comes. It's Collins. Flag stayed down. Whistle blows on Grant, and we will win the final game of the season against Bristol Rovers by a goal to nil. Not a classic, to say the least. A few chances for us. Keeper for them made a couple of good saves. Another 3 points to add to our score and our total for this season. We received £1 million from the Football League for winning League 2 with 28 wins, 9 draws and 9 defeats this season, scoring 89 goals, conceding 56 goals, with a goal difference of 33, picking up 93 points along the way. We stormed the league by 21 points over Stevenage. He finished second and come up with us. Walsall also up on 70 points, and it's between Oldham, Northampton, Hartlepool and Crawley who will play off in the playoffs, and just a point separated them 4 teams over the course of the season. Leyton Orient missed out by a point, and Newport could have still got in there. Very tight league, to say the very least. We'll take a look down the rest of the table, and it is Harrogate who will finish bottom, Bristol Rovers, Colchester and Rochdale the bottom 4. Mansfield Town, our bitter rivals, finishing down in 19th, yet finishing high with a win over Forest Green, but still finishing 19th in the league overall. It's also a little fact that I just wanted to point out here. We conceded 56 goals this season. That's the most out of any other side in the top 10, despite us having probably the best overall defence, I think. Reggie Stevens and Sam Goodwin, 2 really good centre-backs. Logan Hicks is a good left-back, and Stephen Session a right-back. Szykonski in goal. You know, he's a young lad, but he's done really well this season. Will Myers as well, we've shared time with him, has done his part, but we've still somehow conceded 56 goals. Something we're going to have to try and plug up. We did obviously score 89, which is, you know, a lot more than most of the other sides in the division, but defensively, something we've still got to just be aware of. The FA Cup this season was won by Arsenal. They beat Man City by 2-1 at Wembley in the final. We were dreaming to be there ourselves, of course. We're knocked out by Tottenham Hotspurs. Liverpool won the League Cup over Aston Villa, a 0-0. Trophy that we could have maybe concentrated on a little bit harder was the Papa John's Trophy, and Ipswich ended up winning that one by 2-0 over Rotherham in the final. UEFA Champions League, yeah, actually to be played. I need to simulate forward a little bit longer, but it's Man City versus Manchester United in an all-English final. Should be an interesting one. Europa League final is AC Milan versus Sevilla. Sevilla, of course, Europa League kings, looking to go get another one. The Conference League final between Roma and Betis. That's a very good final for that competition to have. Quick look at the top goal scorer and assists for League 2. We had Billy James on 17, and we also had Owen Morris on 16 goals in the top 10. Assist-wise, we finished with the top 2 in the league. Billy James, 16 assists, and Theo Hargreaves with 9. Clean sheets, our very own Szykonski finished with 11 clean sheets, 6th place in the league for him. Yellow cards and red cards, we don't really feature on that list, not booked too many times, not sent off too many times this season for any of our players either. As far as how we did this year, our stats for our players, Sam Goodwin and Reggie Stevens played the most games, 53 games apiece for them two. Only 1 goal for each of them as well, but the 2 centre-backs putting in a lot of work this year. Stesson-Young and Hicks as well, for a combined 200 appearances for these 4. You know who our back 4 was, don't you? Theo Hargreaves, he played 51 games this season. Billy James played 51 games this season. Szykonski 47. Oakley Booth 47. Owen Morris only played 35 games in the end, through injury mostly. Let's have a look then at the top goal scorers for us this year. Billy James collects that one with 51 games played, 21 goals, 17 assists as well for him. Owen Morris, who also scored 21 from just 35 games, got 8 assists. Theo Hargreaves with 15 goals for him this season. Not a bad turnout to say. He did play on the wing quite a bit this year. Nicholas Hyde, only 29 games for the 17-year-old, and he scored 14 goals with 4 assists. What a way to start his career. Up 12 overall as well for him. What a season. What a breakout season for Nicholas Hyde. Looks amazing on the pitch as well. Looking forward to hopefully using him next year, unless he gets snapped up by somebody bigger than us. Bryce O'Sheng, the 18-year-old attacking midfielder or central midfielder, he's up 2 this season as well. 23 appearances for him. He scored 5 goals for us and got 4 assists. He did his bits. Louis Atkins, another youngster, 22-year-old English striker. 17 appearances for him. He did get 5 goals and 4 assists, the same as Bryce O'Sheng. Logan Hicks, 52 games as we know. He scored 4 goals this season, 5 assists for him as well. Adeniran only coming in halfway through the season. He got 3 goals and 5 assists. Tashan Oglibu, 3 goals, 7 assists. Frankie Kent, 3 goals and 6 assists. Mitchell Lawson, he managed to play more times than Frankie Kent this season, despite joining only halfway through. He has scored twice with 2 assists. Jackson Crook, 1 assist, 2 goals for him. Sam Goodwin and Stevens, as we know, got a goal each. Tafwik El-Deeb also got a goal. And Benjamin Sanders, the 18-year-old, who hasn't really featured a lot, just 3 times, he got the single goal as well. We look at the finances for our players, at least, and you can see the value of Reggie Stevens at 11 million. It's going to mean a lot to be able to recuperate a big amount of money for us and being able to continue to build our squad. We can do that through just the sale of maybe just one player in Reggie Stevens next season. We'll sim forward here just another week just to get the Champions League final. As we do that, we get an offer for Reggie. Now, we've had a few offers for Reggie Stevens already. All been 11.5 mil, and none from clubs that I want to see him go to. Club America, Trabzonspor, Cruz Azul. There's not teams I want Reggie to go to. I think as, a 27-year-old Englishman, 78 rated, just, going abroad to these kind of clubs, just not going to do him any good at all. So I think we'll just keep rejecting these until we get a bid from a decent European club. Then I'll maybe let Stevens go. If we run out of time, I'll just let him go to anybody. But for now, I don't want him to go to anybody. I'd like him to go to, a more realistic team for Reggie. Also got a scout report on Lucas Tjerdashek, 69 rated. We're also scouting this legend because he's always an option for any position. Manchester City won the Champions League then by 3-2 over United in the end. Winning the Europa League is Sevilla. They did get another 3-1 win over AC Milan, and the Conference League was won by Roma. They beat Betis in the final. We'll take a quick look at the Championship. Bournemouth won the Championship by 4 points in the end. Teams coming down to face us next season is what we're interested in. It's Peterborough, Hull City and Luton. The 3 teams coming down. Peterborough just going down on goal difference. How unlucky. They will join us in League One next season. Also look at the League One standings. Sunderland and Bolton won't be joining us. They're back up. Portsmouth, Sheffield Wednesday, Oxford and Ipswich going up. I hope that Sheffield Wednesday don't go up, because that's where George Evans is at. And it's where Saido Berahino is coming from. So that will be a spicy game if we can face them next season. Teams coming down. These are obviously some of the sides we'll be facing next year in League One as well, because they're not going anywhere. But Accrington, Charlton, Morecambe and Lincoln are all coming down from League One. Quickly take a look at who did what in the Premier League. It's Chelsea who win the league over City by just a single point. Liverpool in 3rd, and surprise Leicester in 4th. Manchester United all the way down in 5th this season. Arsenal 6th, Spurs 7th, West Ham 8th. Rest of the table looking like this, with Norwich, Rich Boys Newcastle and Watford going down. Now, youth academy wise, we do have a couple good players and a couple players to look forward to possibly using in the future. Mainly left backs at the moment, unfortunately. Jonathan Hammond, a 15-year-old, 62 rated left back. As far as overall stats go, he's got a bit of room to grow, but could be decent. We do have Taylor Bullock, a left wing back, 17-year-old, And again, a little bit quicker, a little bit more about him at the moment than the 15-year-old left back, but I don't think they're going to be pressuring Logan Hicks for his starting spot anytime soon. We do have a lot of players in this youth academy system right now. We'll see how growth goes, and hopefully a lot of them make it through the summer as well, because I know there is a glitch that you lose a lot of players, so we'll see if that happens. I don't think I'll be too disappointed if anyone really does leave. I'll call Tyler Bullock up just because I don't really want to lose him. I'm also going to call Pickering up. He was a striker. We converted him to a right mid. I'll call him up just to not lose him. But the rest of these guys I'm not too bothered about. Even Hammond, if he goes, it doesn't really matter. I feel like we'll find somebody just as good. But if he stays, that'll be great. We could definitely do with him next season. I think, though, that is just about going to do us for this episode. If you want to have any say on kits, transfers, or anything to do with next season, let me know down in the comments. This season has been fantastic. I'm absolutely loving this series, and I can't wait to fight up the league and hopefully get back-to-back promotions up in the championship next year. Will be great. Oh, sorry, the season after will be great, but there's a long way to go. A lot of hard work to be done. Team's going to look a lot different. That's going to do it for this one. That's going to do it for season number 1. Your champions signing out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one very soon.